went to a coach's clinic, and Mike Tice was there. And somebody asked, Coach, 3rd and 2, what you gonna run? And he said, shit, we gonna run God's play. This is power. So anytime Coach say, 3rd and short, what we're gonna run, I'm running power. So this is, power, better known as God's play. All right, just a little about me and my background. I played college football at North Carolina A&T in Greensboro. Graduated high school 2004. I played at Hope County, which is not too far from here. Graduated in 2004, played with some good guys. Ended up going to A&T, like I said, played 3 years. I was like, Coach, in high school, I thought I was the biggest guy, but I went from playing left tackle, the guard, then I went to A&T and I played center, and I ain't like the feeling of center, so I was athletic, so I like to pull, so they moved me to guard. 2009 to 16, I was at Southern Durham. I worked with the O-line and the tight ends. Basically, what I taught the O-line, I teach the same thing as far as the tight end, as far as the steps. From 2016, I was at Fayetteville State for a year. We did some good things there. 2017 to 21, I was the O-line coach at John C. Smith at Charlotte, North Carolina. Everywhere I've been, from Southern Durham High School to Fayetteville to John C. Smith, every institution I had a 1,000-yard rusher. Whether it's a quarterback or a running back, I gotta have a 1,000-yard rusher. And of course, it starts with the O-line. All right. And currently, right now, I'm at Allen University, which is in Columbia, South Carolina. We're right across the street from Benedict College, probably 10 minutes from the University of South Carolina. All right. I know Coach always follow me because he be working out. I love working out. I feel like I can still play. I'm gonna give you about 3 snaps. But everybody asks, Coach, why you coach the game? I coach the game for them 2 boys. This morning they had a game. I said, well, Daddy, I'm not gonna be able to be there. But their mom kept texting me or whatever. But these are my twins, and it's so crazy. I don't know if you was there, Coach Johnson, but my sons were born 9, 12, 14. For anybody that know, we played Scotland County. At the time, I was at Southern Durham High School, and really, Scotland County, a lot of people don't go to Scotland and beat Scotland County. Well, that night my sons was born, we beat Scotland County in Scotland County, all right? So I call them the Scotland County twins. Every time I see Coach Bailey, I always mess with Coach Bailey because that night, and they jinxed us, probably about a year before, our coach was like, man, the day y'all play Scotland, you're going to have your son. I'm like, man, why are you going to say that? Because we had to go to Scotland now, going to Durham. So my kid's mother, we're traveling. She's supposed to go to the doctor's appointment. I didn't hear nothing. I'm like, damn, this is crazy. So I get a call. I think we're on US 1. We're probably like 20 minutes from Scotland. And she said, yo, they're rushing me to the hospital. I got high blood pressure. So I'm like, dang. So my mind went from focusing on the game to one focus on her. Because, twins, high risk, high blood pressure, everything. So we end up playing, and as we're calling the players, I'm like, damn, I want to see okay. So like, I'm there, but I'm not there mentally. But, I was blessed. I was able to get back, and my sons was born 5:14, 5:15 that next morning, man. So I do what I do for them. Matthew and Trenton, right there, they're not that size, not that huge. Their mom was nice size, she's 5'10", so my son's naturally gonna be some big boys. They hooping right now, but that's the power of my wife. All right, Allen University. It's a mentality that you gotta have, okay? You see this acronym, and I know it's gonna sound crazy. It's the word die. It's a mentality that you gotta have, okay? Dominate, intimidate, and eliminate anybody that land up in front of you. That's period. Just like you were saying, Coach, when we get a guy, and I always teach my guys, if you see a big 3 technique in front of you, 9 times 10, he's gonna probably try to bull rush you. Defenses I've taught to read us, I teach my line. You get there, read them. You know who will speed rush you. You know who's gonna bull rush you. You know who's gonna use their hand, but that comes from scouting, right? So every day we preach this: dominate, intimidate, and eliminate. I can't make you a dog, and I tell my line, it's in you, right? But I'm gonna find the best way to get everything out of you. And it's competition. You said it earlier, competition. And that's how we do it. But this is a mentality that you got to have. If you don't have this mentality, you can't play for me. And I don't care. And Allen, my line average is probably 6'4", 6'5", probably about 330 across the board. And you got to be able to move. All right, you can't be a waist bender. You got to be a knee bender. You got to be able to bend. And those guys can bend. All right, I think the shortest guy was my center. My center was probably maybe like 6'1". I would take a 6'1" lineman versus a 6'4" lineman any day. I don't care how tall you are. I don't care how big you are. If you can fight, you're nasty, you're a dog, you're going to play. I tell my seniors, if a guy been in our institution for 3 or 4 years and you can't get what I'm telling you or I'm teaching you, and I got a freshman, I'm going to take my time with that freshman because now I got 4 years, 3 years to develop him versus I got 9 to 10 games to develop that old head. All right, but these are what we live by. All right, so we're gonna talk about power. I know everybody was, gasping, but I'm a big power guy. Like, power. It's a running play that uses 2 backs, whether it could be a fullback or a tailback in any multiple formations. Okay, we talked earlier. It's a gap scheme play that creates angles for the offense at the point of contact by using the backside guard to pull, to block back to the play side linebacker while the fullback blocks the end man on line of scrimmage. The running back coming down a hill. So the thing I despise, and I always cuss the running backs out. Because sometimes the running backs want to cut backside. Well, you ain't got no help backside. So where you running to? All right. We teach our guys this is an A-gap play. And I think Coach was talking about earlier with that double team and that 3. If that 3, where this tackle and this guard create a wall all to the backside, by the time they create a wall to the backside, the play should naturally hit where? A-gap. All right, so we tell our running back, all right, even if we're in the pistol, when you're in that pistol and the quarterback step off the midline, your track, it's going to take it to A-gap when that guard is pulling. All right, now, we had a running back, and during spring ball, the defense cheated. Our defensive coordinator, he runs a 4-2-5, so he like to stem and angle, right? So the linebacker, they saw ball, they straight over the top. Now, usually the center should block back A-gap. The shade decides he want to creep over the top. I know somebody was talking about what do you do when a guy, scrape over the top. If he go from a backside one to a front side, keep him in the gap that he want to go. So if he want to scrape over the top, guess what? I'm going to drive his ass to that side. It's real simple. And you will see in the clip that I'm talking about, the running back was pretty good. He saw it was open, back door was open, so he took it. But 9 times out of 10, you're not going to cut back on power. You're going to get your dick knocked in the dirt. That's just what it is, okay? All right, so to work power, everything I do as far as my EDDs, whatever I teach in my EDDs, it has to correlate to whatever the OC is going to call. I've been blessed. Our OC is an O-line guy. I'm an O-line guy. So, if it's 3rd and short, we run the football. We ain't throwing no fade. Nah, we run the football. So, sometimes I'll set up 3 cones, all right? And I'll tell the guy, you split the crotch of the cone. So I might have 1 cone here, I have another cone behind me, then I have another cone that's like level 2. Then I tell him it's a 3-step read. You want to press off your inside leg, and you want to swing back for the line of scrimmage. So when I swing back, that 2nd step, I should be kind of square. So now if that linebacker go over top, that 3rd cone, I'm doing what? I'm accelerating. And it's that simple. Now, the other drill I do the same drill, but I put another cone in the middle. So I had the right side pulling, then I had the left side. And I want to see when they pull it here, and they're just competition and grabbing the tennis ball. So you got to make it kind of competitive, kind of make it interesting. So that's what I do. And we do it 3 times to the right, 3 times to the left. And if I got 10, 15 minutes, like Coach was saying, I want at least 6 to 8 reps each guy, each side, if I can. But OC is the O-line guy, so we're going to run it. Another way we'll do this, we'll do a 3-on-3 drill. 3 linemen, skill pull to the right. Say if we're going power to the right, of course, you know, you got the deuce to the back side. So I had the right side, but then I just had the pulling guard and we work pulling. And that's how we do half line, like you were just saying. So, and I know Coach was saying earlier, now at Allen, I don't have a crowder sled. I got a 5-man side. I mean, a 5-man sled. So at certain institutions, we don't have what, you know, the USC have or the North Greenville have, but guys, you gotta make the best of what you got. Allen, we have been back now 8 years. And I've been at Allen the last 4. Last year we were 7-3, most win in school history. Our quarterback was player of the year. We threw for almost 3,000 yards. And we were successful there. My head coach, Dean, is now the head coach at Clark Atlanta. And if anybody follow Division II football, his name is David Wright. And I think this year he threw for over 3,400 yards, like 30 touchdowns. But the killer about David, he's a Brett Favre. And when I say he's a Brett Favre, he's a gambler. So he gonna get you what you need. The whole season he went, I think he had like 7 interceptions the whole year. Last 2 games, he had 10. You know, but he was one of the top quarterbacks in Division II. Who was the 3rd least amount. We gave up the 3rd least amount of sacks in the conference. Now, every O-line coach here get pissed off. I hate when we give up a sack, all right? We've been in the film, and I look at the quarterback, and I'm like, dang, nah, typically O-line, you're going to have about 2.5, maybe 3, maybe. So I tell the quarterbacks, if it's more than 3 seconds, you still got the ball in your hand, you get sacked, that sack is on you. That's not on us. All right? But guess who they always point a hand to? O-line, well, y'all did this, y'all did this. All right, cool. We take that. Like Coach said, O-line, we don't get recognition, so sometimes you got to take it. And that's by being dominant, having a 1,000-yard rusher, all right? Or like Coach said, you know, our quarterback not having his jersey dirty, right? But, you know, when you play on turf, it ain't even going to matter. But these are one of the EDDs I do as far as power, skill pulling. Expectation. Coach was talking about duo, you know, inside zone, gap scheme. I'm going to tell y'all this, guys. If you do this with your guy, 600 on 300. All right? 600 on 300. It's like Coach was talking about the double team. I'm stepping inside foot, inside hand, and we getting vertical. All right? If that guy, that linebacker decides to scrape over top, we got to make it you call, and somebody got to get that linebacker. But I'm telling you, if you work, and we do this before practice and after practice. So I have a guy, we go from the sideline to the numbers. So they'll know they'll come here 3, 1, 2, and then 3rd, when we coming off the ball, we're going all the way to the numbers. All right? And when we come back, like Coach was saying, we're already engaged. So you can do it 2 ways. You can take one of those, the half shields and put in between them, and I tell my line, it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable. So we got that offhand free. Now, I teach 2 things, because like Coach said, some of your linemen strong, some not, right? So my O-line coach, man, we bench. So if I come here and I bench, I want to get to the point when I get here, if we're elbow to elbow, hip to hip, and I grab, like, again, I don't teach holding, but if I get in here and we ain't tight like this, the referee ain't going to see it, right? So if you got 600 or 300, you keep doing it. You might get 2 yards, you might get 3, you might get 5, but guess what's happening? You're getting a positive play, right? Now, is every block going to be perfect? No, but I preach this every day, 600 on 300. One of the drills that we do, like I said, we do the double team drill. I'm real basic. Double team, mirror, skip pull. I do my inside zone steps versus air versus defender. And like you said, Coach, I do the same thing on the sled. It's real simple. All right, so these are the assignments, okay? And I know everybody here know, power, all right? So power, from left to right, I teach the backside tackle. He got B to C most dangerous, okay? If that linebacker decides to come, I got to take this linebacker because he's the most dangerous threat. Then I'm going to let that end, I'm going to let him run. Because think about it. If the guard is pulling to the right and that end come, we might can throw the RPO, right? Or we give it, right? So we got a henny call or a hinge. So they know they got B to C most dangerous. So all we're going to do, if it's no threat, I'm going to step here with my inside hand present, and I'm going to just create a wall. That's what you want to do, okay? From the center, of course, he got to do what? He got to replace the puller, all right? Now, I'm not perfect, all right? So if I don't know something, I'm going to call a coach. I'm going to say, Coach, what you think about this, man? This nose is giving us hell. So centers, and you know, it's just not the high school or D1 or D2. It's in the NFL too now, all right? So when I tell the center, he might, depend on how that guy's playing A-gap, if he's tight, I might could just go ahead and get on him now. But if he's a wide shade, I might have to take a slight bucket, and it's not gonna be a perfect block. I just want to get enough on him where I'm stopping him. So when we're creating a wall, the center's here, then the tackle's there, it shouldn't be no leakage backside. All right. So what's the crucial block? Is the deuce block. All right. And I tell my guy, and Coach, you took it right out of my mind. I tell my O-line, we got to take him to the club. You got to. Take him to the club or bring him to me. All right? So the same thing. If he's a 3, inside foot, inside hand, but the key to it, somebody got to be the force, somebody got to be the drive. So if I'm this force player and I'm stepping here, like Coach said, you're going to pick up, pick down, it's a subtle lead step. But the tackle is the crucial guy. Because when he comes, a lot of guys try to teach like here and here. Now I want to get his hip. Because once I get his hip, he's going to naturally move. So when he comes and he take that gallop step, I want to boom. Because what's going to happen? If you hit him right, he's going to do what? He's going to move. Now that 3, the guard can now do what? Take him over and I create a wall to the backside. Now I skip pull, right? I think Coach was talking about the H-back. So with power, we'll wham him. We'll come across the formation. Or we have him on the same side. So like Coach was saying, if he on the same side, we teach him to find an open B gap. So the H is going to be right here. Now, like you said, Coach, that first step, if he come inside, shoot, he already inside, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to just watch him inside, now it ends up going where? Outside. And guess what you still get? You still getting the play side linebacker. It's real simple. So we'll wham him, or we'll keep him same side. But what you see here? 600 on 300. We had a stable of 9 backs. we came into camp with 9 backs. The last game we had 3. So it's crucial to have a different style of running. I like big backs. Anybody here Green Bay Packer fans? No? So I've been blessed to coach some good guys in Division II that's not in the league. Not the practice squad, but playing, all right? I would say my best player I ever recruited was Emmanuel Wilson. Emmanuel Wilson is from Charlotte, North Carolina. He was a D1 back. He just wasn't a qualifier. I told E-Man, I said, listen, this is when I was at Johnson Smith. I said, listen, come to us, sit out for a year. I said, I promise you, you'll be the rookie of the year. Nobody in this conference will be able to stop you. Man, that next year, man, we rushed for 200 twice. We rushed for 1,000 yards in 8 games. Fayetteville State, who was then probably like the 3-time CIAA champions, they never gave up a 100-yard rusher in 3 years. Emmanuel had 200. We had like 21 carries, 205, averaging like 5 yards a carry. All right. I like big backs. When I say big backs, 5'10", about 200. Because what's going to end up happening, a lot of guys, one, don't teach tackling. right? So if we got a guy, we coming down here at you, what that safety gonna do? Typically a safety now is probably 170. If he got one-on-one with a big bat that's 5'11", 200, what do you think he gonna do? He might try to take him on, but he gonna probably get ran over or be shook. But Emmanuel Wilson, man, when y'all get a chance, you can check him out. He's actually the number 2 running back for the Green Bay Packers. He was I forgot the first kid, but he came in and spilled him. That's why I tell kids when I recruit kids, I don't talk about the NFL, because if you're good, they're gonna find you regardless of whatever level you at. Period. You know what I mean? So and he just signed an extension coming from an HBCU. He signed a 1-year, $240,000 deal. The most money he's probably seen in his career or his life. All right. So for us, like I said, we go 20 personnel. All right. This would be versus a 4-2-5. All right. So this right here, he's already on the same side. All right, because we're going to the right. And again, you can bring them across the formation, but like I said, the crucial block is these two getting a deuce to the backside, okay? And that's crucial. Now, you can run, but then eventually you can throw the RPO to it too. So that's what we're, focusing on in the spring. We're tagging a lot of our stuff with RPOs, all right? But this is slot right. So you got 2 receivers to the right, slot right Rondo. So Rondo tells the 8. He's always in the open B gap. I think me and the coaches, we was just talking. Even if this dude is right here, guess what? He's still in the open B gap. If he's over here, now he got to find the next gap over B gap. So we teach him close, open, close, open. Now, what happens if this dude is wide? Or if they bump down and he go inside? Guess what we're gonna do? If we're running, excuse me. I'm thinking about pin and pull because somebody was saying pin and pull earlier. I think it was you. We like pin and pull. That's our forte. So listen, and I'm jumping the gun. Say, coach, we run pin and pull, and we run pin and pull. We always run pin and pull to the 7, right? So the tight end coming, he don't say 7, he say 9. We checking the power. Why we check the power? Because guess what? If he's already there, it's easy for the H to do what? Kick out. Guess what? You still got deuce to the backside. You still blocking. And we run the power. I'm getting ahead of myself because spring ball is right around the corner, so I'm geeked up, but I'll jump. But you'll see, I got a little animation. I don't know if it'll play. Well, y'all run. All right. I'll run again. And I tell the guy that the backside tackle, your step is predicated on how far that 5 is. So if he's a tight 5, you can just probably step inside and just go ahead and wall him off. If he's wide, I might, now depending on how a threat that shade is, if it's no threat, we tell the tackle, look, give a hand or make a cat call, send that tackle, just give me enough so I can get back, then I'm still creating a wall. All right? So this is slot right, Ronald, Pittsburgh. All right, now this is the same thing, but now we're whamming. All right, double legal. All right, it still don't matter, right? Gotta make your calls. He whammed him across. Still got what we want. Now he's to that side. Stealing candy from a baby. I'll play it again. So he know when he say wham, he looking for the open B gap. So he might. I know some guys get dealt for the line, but I like for the guy to get inside the inside letter of the tackle and squat out, because if you're bending like you should, they probably like, where's the H at? And you want to hit him so the ball stay, you want to hit him dead in the mouth. So when he come across here, he's already outside. He's gonna probably squeeze, kick out, and you turn. Even if he squeeze, I teach the O-line, now you gotta log it, right? But the crucial thing is when you log it, I want your butt to the play side, because running backs got to have a point to read. So when I see butt, I got to follow that and keep going outside. Sometimes, guess what? Running backs want to do what? They want to cut back. You go cut back, you have no help back there, right? So 9 times out of 10, think about this. If he does that and he pinches down, right? He's not going to make the tackle. He ain't going to want to make the tackle, right? But then we can still do the same thing and do what? Tag an RPO to it. I think you can do anything or tag any RPO to any run. All right. And you will see in our cut up, we might run it out of trips. So we tell our guys if we got numbers, snap the ball and throw it. If it's all about numbers. I don't know how high school coaches do it, but it's all about numbers. When we was at Southern Durham, again, like Coach, you said, it's the mentality. If you've been to Southern Durham and Durham, we had a big hill, and the hill overlooked the visiting team. So what we would do, we would walk up the hill, and we would line up across the hill. So the visiting team would be, stretching and, whatever. And just having a team overlooking you while you're warming up, it can be intimidating. But, at Southern, we just had the mentality that, one, we was going to beat you. Two, we're going to score points. Three, our athletes are just better than you. Period. We went from 4A to 3AA, and that's the conference we went Orange High School, Orange, Chapel Hill, and all those schools. Man, we were averaging like 45, 50 points a game. It could be. I remember to this day we played Northwood High School, and it was 4th and 17. I said, Coach, they ain't stopping us. Go for it. And it was a close game. And this time we had 2 D1 receivers, we had a D1 quarterback, we had 2 D1 running backs. I said, Coach, just run and go. He ran and go and scored. And I'm looking at the coach on the other side, and he's like, fuck. I was like, yeah, we knew it was that better. But in 3 years, man, we lost 1 conference game in 3 years. When we went to the state championship, we played Carter Gibbons twice, we played Orange twice, Chapel Hill, and we won the state championship. We went 14-2. But yeah.
Scott, I got that lick back when they came up there.
But see, like I told Coach in the lobby, not too many people go to Scotland County and beat Scotland County, but that's when they had Zamir White, who was at Georgia. Oh, we went in Scotland County and smacked them dead in the mouth. And I think we were probably one of the last ones to do so. But this play right here, this is what I was talking about right here. Hold on. Now I was kind of pissed. Cause I don't know if you had this problem at North Greenville. I would say this. I had to convert. Now hear when I say this. I had to convert 3 defensive linemen to O linemen. All right, so he was a D lineman, D lineman, D lineman. So I'm like, Coach, this is gonna be tough. But my EDDs, I kept doing it. Repetition. Like Coach said, I think somebody said they got an hour, during high school. But what you got to do is you got to instill into your linemen, like when Coach is not around, you should already know what we expect. So right now we getting ready for spring ball. So my guys know we have a station. I got a 4-man, what I call county fair. All right. This is what I tell my linemen. You got 3 days a week. Those 4 stations, right? Give me 20 minutes a day. So that's 5 minutes each station. You're done. Mirror drill, double team, skip pull, vertical set. So I tell them if we're in a weight room, pick a line or have some cones and you vertically set, right? Mirror drill, put your hand behind your back, somebody be the rabbit. All right. I'm a big fan of independent hands. I think you were saying something about y'all do 2 hands on double team. I'm not a big fan of that 2 hands because soon I do 2 like this, I'm doing what? I'm turning my shoulder. But if you tell them, you bench or you flipper, and I keep my shoulder square, now when that linebacker go over top, now when I take that lateral release, then now I can take over, then that guard, that guy's going. But that's just me. But of course, right here we should have did what? Should have deuced to the backside, right? Block back, pull. Now in this case, they went double eagle, so now he got to do what? If they got this, what this guy got to do? He got to reach him. We let this dude run. Now our defense, they knew our call, which is fine. Like I tell the line, I don't care if they know, they got to stop. That's where that 600 on 300 come in, all right? So you can see this clip. He's supposed to hit here, but he ended up cutting backside. But watch our defense. So he wham them, now they move, right? Boom, pull in there, hey, I take that. But see, what I like right here, and I'm gonna pause it. What I like right here, my guard, see what's happening right here? You see this right here? And anybody know, any O-line coach, you gotta have some good power, you gotta have some bad. I can say this, I'm gonna say this is 50-50. Because one, he's supposed to step inside foot first, inside, look at that. A good D lineman can do what? Can split that. But if I close that, then I get movement. That movement should come here. All right. Not a bad job by the center. All right. He's still pulling, and somehow he still was able to get in there. All right. He already knew he got him, so he just hinted that. So he go B to C, and then we hit out the back door. So this linebacker, you can tell already, he's gonna scrape over top left. By their lineman, they already scraping, right? So let's say, for example, see right here, we couldn't throw the RPO because we ain't have it, but we already know that they're going over top. So we had a good running back, man, that when he saw it, he just hit it. Now, this is all the time we'll tell him, hey, look, we give a pass right here because they scraped over top. Kick out, cut back. This was the first play of the spring game last year.
Coach, you ever flare that running back out to the boundary to hold that guy that should be making that tackle?
Yeah.
Run some quarterback power?
And Coach, Coach, I'm glad you said it. So, so we had one good quarterback. So we didn't want to say, hey, Coach, let's run QB power because we didn't want to get them banged up. But this year is a little different. We got some good problems, and we can start seeing it now. But now we got a quarterback from North Carolina Central that's pretty good. I call him Baby Cam because he thick and he can throw. So now, like you just said, Coach, now we can run QB power. That's what we want to do, QB power. Because once you go against a defense, like you said, Coach, the 3-3-5, and you want to keep blitzing, or you keep blitzing, I'm gonna pull it. Then I'm gonna take the D in, and I'm gonna throw it out there to what we call money. So if they give us numbers, we always tell the slot receiver to bubble. Right, once he bubble and the quarterback attacks, the DN, guess what? Either he gonna keep or he gonna throw. So it's kind of like you gotta pick your poison. But this kid right here, he was with us for 3 years, 3-year starter. This past year he broke his collarbone, so he was out. So it kind of, I ain't gonna say it messed up our running game, but we had plans for what we was gonna do with him. But he just graduated and he got another year. So of course. The D1 schools was hitting him up, so I think, matter of fact, yesterday he signed with the Citadel. So I can't get mad at a kid that, you go from D2 to D1. I mean, I can't. I'll be a fool to tell a kid no. But I'll be honest with him. But that's power versus that front. All right. So now, like I said, this was this past year. Now I think this was a good power. Now this young man right here. Right now we're in pistol, all right? So I'm a big pistol guy because when you're in pistol, the guys like the defensive coaches, if we're same side or whatever, now they know what to attack the line or fill the gaps. But if you're in pistol, you don't know who's getting the ball, who's gonna keep it. You don't know. So this team right here, man, played in the Tropicana Bowl, which was the new D2 Bowl for Division II as far as HBCUs. And the coach posted, and this was crazy, and this is how I know I'm getting better as far as my emotional intelligence. Because, I would have said something to him, but I kind of calmed down because what I've learned, and I tell high school coaches, I used to think like, hey, Johnny, but all that yelling, that shit ain't gonna matter, right? So I try to teach my guys, I break them down, but I build them up. Hey, man, shit, man, damn, inside foot, inside hand, like, and so I'm a big Monster guy, so I like drink Monster drinks. But I told myself that I was going to do better this year. So in 2025, I haven't had one Monster, so I'm kind of geeked up. But I drink Celsius, a little healthier. But this coach right here put on Twitter the other day that in all of D2, they only allowed 52 yards rushing a game, 1.6 yard a carry. Now, a lot of my players and the coach, they call me Coach Bruce Banner. Everybody know who Bruce Banner is, right? That's the hope. So I tell my lineman, when you piss me off and my watch start turning green, the hope is about to come out. So I'm about to be an asshole. But I try to leave Bruce out. So when I saw the tweet on Twitter, like the Hulk almost came out. But I know, and Coach can probably attest that college, NFL coaches and college coaches are all on Twitter. So Allen University is not my last stop. The last 2 years, I was the finalist for the Bill Walsh Minority Internship. I interviewed with the Steelers twice. So my ultimate goal is to coach in the league. So you guys as coaches just trying to come into this profession, and Coach can attest to this. Man, sometimes you gotta sell your brand, right? It's all about who you know, all about professional development. Again, I wanted to go be at my son's game this morning. I said, listen, Daddy gotta work. Y'all want these Grinches and these Jordans, Daddy gotta work. So I'm here, right? But this play right here, man, was money. Looking at film, I knew this guy and this guy, they pinched. This was probably their best linebacker. Their first objective is to stop the run. So I was like, okay. Now this kid right here was like 4th string. And I used to tell Coach, they were big on transfers, so that we had a kid from Alabama A&M. I said, Coach, I don't think too many people gonna want to tackle him. So I told this kid, sometimes you gotta, like Coach said, you gotta pull a kid to the side and come to the office. Cause see me, I'm the O-line coach, the tight ends, I'm the recruiting coordinator. I handle all the compliance. I handle all the visits. I think mid-year and this signing day, I think we signed like 30 kids. Out of them 30, 25 were probably mine. I love recruiting, and I'm gonna find the best talent. That's just me. I'm gonna be honest with the kids. I'm gonna tell you if you D1 or not. The portal for you high school guys, the portal is just what it is. Everybody looking for linemen. I'm still looking for linemen. Everybody want linemen. I don't think, when I played, I was one of them linemen that I ain't wear shirts under my pads. I was raw. Now you got guys finesse, they want to wear the bands and tape. I ain't need none of that, but that's here or there. But this one right here, man, this went for like almost 60 yards. He would have scored if he wasn't doing like this, looking back. The dude right there, he kept looking back. But this is power. I don't know if let me see. I don't know if he whammed him. But see, how he looking at you see he coming. So we always tell the guys to talk. All right? So he already at the same side. Boom. It ain't got to be a perfect block, but we all to the races. See, he looking back at the dude. He would have scored. All right, rewind that back again. But this was this kid coming out party. Now remember what I just told you. If he's right there and they squeeze down and they get a good deuce block to the backside, he already right there. See how close he is? So even if he squeezes down, watch what happens right here when this H go down. And Coach, this is what I'll tell you right here. Look, inside out, strong to inside hand. It ain't got to be a perfect block level 2. We are running. Once we get to level 2, 3, hey, we good. Now what I like, and I don't know if y'all graded, but when I grade film, I want to see effort. I want to see finishing, but the most important, I want to see how many linemen are running downfield. Look, you see my hogs? They run. This is what I want to see right here. Because what happens if the running back is running and somebody come and hit the ball and fumbling, and we ain't got nobody down the play to get it? Who's going to get the ball, right? So this kid right here, man, in the last 5 games, he didn't travel the first 3 games, 4. And the last 5 games, I think he rushed for like 560 yards. And they already got him preseason D2 All-American. And we're going to have 1,000-yard rushing. I guarantee you that. But all those dudes, man, like I say, 6'4", 330, 6'2", about 315. Now, this was probably my best lineman. He's in the U.S. now, but he's a Jamaican lineman. And when I say strong, man, he got some big thighs. I mean, you got bigger thighs than a woman. But he's strong. He can make a squat about 550 pounds. And when he put these on you, I tell my lineman, when I recruit linemen, I said, man, you ever been in a fight? I said, yeah, a couple. So if I got a lineman that ain't been in a fight, he probably ain't gonna be good with his hands. You know, I'm just being honest. So I use the tennis ball. I know Coach was saying that hand placement, and Coach was right. People see stuff, they look for tendencies, right? So I teach my guy, either you got a tennis ball or you got a bird cage. Regardless, if I do either one, we still working independent hands. So if I got a tennis ball and I'm doing the pass set, I'm gonna kind of boom. I just wanna stalemate. Now if he retreats, now I'm gonna attack, right? But I teach independent hands as well. But I teach the bird cage, or which is like a diamond, they're right here by your navel, or I teach the tennis ball. So we wear the tennis balls. Well, we use softballs now, but bird cage or tennis balls. All right, so like I said, these are some of the places I've been. I've been at Southern Durham. I was at Southern Durham for a minute, and how I got my first college opportunity, I was actually going to volunteer at Fayetteville and work in the school system, but then the O-line coach ended up leaving. So I was at the convention in Greensboro, North Carolina, and the head coach from Fayetteville was like, look, man, I got an O-line job. But he said it in front of my boss. I'm like, man, I'm probably about to get in trouble. So I just played it off. But, you know, I ended up talking to my wife at the time. And I got presented a contract. As I said, listen, this is a better opportunity, a lot of flexibility. Now, one thing I didn't know is coming from high school to college, the demands of a college coach. So you're going to have long meetings, right, especially in camp, travel, recruiting. And at the time for me, I just had my sons. My kid's mother wanted to go back to school, so it was kind of like overwhelming because I didn't know the schedule. So I was going from Durham, North Carolina, driving to Fayetteville. Now we were practicing like 5:30 in the morning. Well, 7. We'd go from 7 to 9. So I would leave Durham, drive from Durham to go to Fayetteville, and then come back home. But believe it or not, some coaches do it. You got some coaches that stay in different states and they'll sleep in their office. But like Coach was saying, you know, it's for us in small institutions, we don't have what everybody else has, so you have to make the best. And that's a sacrifice you made. All right. I think, what's the dude named? Jim Swartz. And I didn't know this. He used to coach at North Carolina Central. So to get to a certain point, whether it's Power 5 or the league, everybody started somewhere and then got to, where they was at. But, like I said, I done had a couple of 1,000-yard rushers. David Wright, like I said, was actually, I think he finished like 2 or 3 in Division II in passing, but I coached a couple of, coached or recruited some skill guys, and I always tell guys that nothing can be accomplished without the trenches. So if a quarterback throws for 3,100, how did he do that? He had time. I know you were saying something about stop protection. I like stop protection to a certain point. If they overloaded, I might 5-man side it. But if my lineman can't hold up for about at least 2.5 seconds, I got to find me somebody that can do it. So I do a lot of 4-man. One thing I learned this year is we teach area, right? So say for example, I might do like this, and my center already know it's 10-20. 10-20 is going what? We side the protection to the 3. So the center made the call. He might say 20-20-20. So you don't necessarily got a man. You got an area. So ABC right, man on backside. So one of my tackles, I don't know why he did it. It could be a dude who walk up. And he'll take that dude and lead the down lineman. I'm like, man, what the fuck did you think? So I teach the guy, man, you have to block down lineman first. So we saying area in your cover versus uncover. If the protection is there, all right? So if he say the 3 is right there, so we got 4 bigs and a mic, right? So we're responsible for these 4 to that mic, to that side, right? Running back guy opposite, B to C most dangerous. So if that wheel linebacker come and somebody come off the edge from the backside, that's a quarterback. If he don't get the ball out of his hand, that's on him. That's not on us. All right.